Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader, known as Fijian Traders. This is your host Mr. Singh. Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. Well folks, this is a 6-month chart and there's some key levels were broken this week, and our 5-day chart, it is looking fabulous. Well, before I break down on the technical side, we have a lot of news to cover. Earnings is coming up. So without further ado, let's jump in. So why should, one of these article came and wanted to share with you guys, why should you buy Palantir stock before May 6th? With the key earnings reportedly quickly, which are going to be after on Monday, the May 6th, when the market closes, then the earnings going to be released. Is the stock ahead of the earnings? This warrants in the depth, especially look how volatile Palantir has been lately. Is Palantir stock a pre-earnings buy? There's no denying that Palantir is one of the stars of the AL race, and the shares have cycled almost 200% over the past year. Managing the shake-off of volatility for the investors should be reassuring, as Palantir stock hasn't suffered a major setback, despite the negative buzz might suggest. But through all, it remains a rare definition of a theme stock with an actual potential stock, and it makes to buy as an earnings draws closer. So people buy the news and then sell it, right? And without the knowing why did the stock went up, what's the financial reason behind it, what's the growth level of the company is. So Palantir is also one of the AL stock, definitely far off from Nvidia, but not in far off in terms of their growth level of producing products and getting contracts in order to outshine and outbid Nvidia. I'm also in just on the closer. I'm also invested on Nvidia as well. But this is one of a promising stock that I really paid close attention, because the growth level of this stock, it's mind blowing, and it has a lot of potential money to be made in this company for the long-term purpose, even for a day trader or even a swing trader if you're looking for that as well. So earnings is coming up. Regardless of the Q1 estimates, the Wall Street analysts expect Palantir stock post earnings of 0.8 cents per share, which is a positive. Revenue expectation peaked up to 615 million. The last quarter, Palantir beating the estimates, reporting of 0.8 cents, estimate of 8. The stock rose up to 30.80% a day after the earnings release. So in terms how I've been following on the Q1, they did a couple of contracts also in Israel too, that I shared with you guys back in a couple of videos. So the growth level this company is there. The only thing they gotta keep an eye is to see the revenue expectation. If they have hindered the total revenue minus your total expense, operating costs, what is your net margin? If the net margin beats the actual net margin, then your EPS estimates is going to beat itself. By the looks of it, because they have never reported anything financially in terms of bad financially, so it's always a good, no cutback, no setback, anything, or losing contracts or big clients. Any kind of news could have hindered it, but nothing is indicating towards that, which I am very confident that we will see another estimates making high. So even you can clearly see that how Palantir from back on 2022 in Q1 has been an uprise and making a higher highs in terms of their revenue, and which is phenomenal to see. Granted, the most of the analysts say it's a moderate sell. It's based on 30, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just doing my due diligence, my technical analysis, and my fundamentals. I share with you guys what I see on the stock, because it's affecting my portfolio, and I'm going to show you my portfolio as well. And it's about the growth level. This company has a lot of contracts coming in lined up. They're already in, and such as their products, and they have a generated revenue coming in, which is a great sign for the company. So beating it 0.08 cents, I think we're gonna be over there, and my estimate is gonna be 0.09. And let's see if I'm right or wrong on the next video. But based on the financial, what they have been reporting it throughout the time, because there was no setbacks as well on the financial constraints, I can clearly see it beating it and and our stock price is gonna go crazy again on after market on Monday. Also, why did most of the stocks went up on Friday? What was the reason on it? Well, one of the reasons the stocks comes up from Apple. The tech giant announced a massive 110 billion share buyback alongside with the Q1 earning, and the company have increased the quarterly dividend at the same time. That did not they did a lot of boost to the investors, hoping the iPhone sales slowed in the quarter. Even so, it managed to beat the Wall Street's EPS and revenue estimates for the period. Another reason why the stock went up has to do with the latest job report. Yes, and that came in soft, which aligned the inflation starting slow, and this increased the hopes of Federal might cut interest rate as a result. So something to keep on. There's a lot of May 30th, June 1st, folks. Be careful, because Jerome Powell is going to be speaking about it on the interest rate when he's going to be cutting it, and you're going to see a high volatile on the stock. And if he doesn't try to cut it, then the stock prices keep going higher. If it starts to say, hey, this is the date we're cutting it, then you'll see a lot of pullback on the stock. So something to keep an eye on. I wanted to share with you guys. I know we have about 3 weeks ahead, but this is about earnings, right? This is about Palantir's earnings coming on Monday after market, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to see that. Jefferies just has rose its price, the price target of Palantir stock to $22. It hurts me to see this. This stock should be over $100 because the growth and the profitability level is. But every love is going to NVIDIA, unfortunately, and that's why we're seeing on that. Well, this is my portfolio. As mentioned, I am invested heavily on NVIDIA as well. But this is my portfolio for right over here for Palantir. I'm due up about 8.04%. I was in the beginning stage, then I sold it because it came to a low level about close to my entry level, and I wanted to lock the profit and buy the cheaper price, and which I did. My plan is to add up to 5,000 shares over here, and that is my ultimate goal, and leave it for long, right? I do believe this stock is over $100, and it has a lot of potential and money to be made in this company. Other stocks such as Mara, Tesla, OCGN, I'm all invested on that, and you clearly see that when I do invest it, I take my time, do my due diligence, and find that entry point to get it. Granted, you cannot be 100% sure, right? But you should have a plan when to get in and when to get out, in terms of locking the profit for the long term. And that is what I did with Palantir when we had this dip. And I'll go back all the way to the 6 months, then I'm going to circle back and kind of show you guys. When we were sitting right, jumped over here, and when we started dropping this $22.10 level, it gave me an assurance we're going to come to our loading zone, which was $20. And we came really close to that, because the last time it came right over here, it was $22.23. So it was a little close as it came. Mine was sitting at $20, but I did start loading my shares on that. One of the reasons behind I did load the shares, and that is why I'm going to share right now. Well, when we had this basic breakout from the $12 level, the reason I started loading it, because we are making higher highs. When we came to our loading zone area, we scrolled up and started making higher highs and higher lows. That is why we want to see in the stock. But it's not a confirmation yet, and I think why we're going to get the confirmation soon because of these earnings coming up. Because I was 200-day moving sitting at $22.51. And that's my 200-day. 60-day, which is then up to $22.33. So we need to have this crossover. When we have this beautiful crossover, folks, we will go all the way to the $29 level. So you can clearly see that my next resistance do sit around at $24.05. On Friday, we did close at $23.33. And then my next is $29.30. Why is the reason I didn't do it yet? Because I wanted to have the baby steps yet. But today, I'm going to have my drone, one of my resistance as well. And the key things, because the earnings is coming up, and we got to keep an eye where we want to have it. So one of the area that I am looking at is right up here, this level, because it was a massive resistance, and that is a $25 level at 54 cents, and that is the level that we gotta keep an eye on the earnings coming up, because it could be a volatile on that. So why $25, right? It's not just I picked it up, because you can clearly see that that $25.54.7 level we got rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And then even though we break out, we went high of $27.50. So you can clearly see that on my chart. That's why I didn't do a technical, but that it should be the next one. But the next one also after that is $29.39. But these are the key levels, we gotta keep it. Whereas we're shifting the gear back to the 1 month, and that is what makes us more confident, should be very confident it's gonna break through, is that when this is the 1 month chart, you can clearly see that the 200 EMA is in my pink line. If you're not familiar with my chart, it's on the downtrend, right? And then we had this crossover right here on this moving average. Then we started making higher highs, and you can clearly see that the 60-day has become a massive support level and me pushing the price high. Even on the 1 month, you can clearly see that how the MACD is responding with a beautiful red, a beautiful green or rather on that, even though we had some red bars, but the buy stepped up. So a crossover did have a confirmation on 1 month chart and also on the 3 month chart. I did mention on my previous video, this is your 3 month chart. You can clearly see that there's a key levels when we're trading on that. So the key levels on the 3 month chart, we did have the crossover. The pink line is sitting at $22.50, whereas the blue one, which is $22.49. So we did have so we do have this crossover. You can clearly see that on the screen. We just barely on Friday we crossed over. Even the MACD is looking so great right now for another run. RSI is not on overbought territory, so we don't have to worry about it. And volume predicts price, and you can clearly see that how the volume has been reacting right now. And a massive volume comes in, pushing the price even higher than that. So what are the key levels? Once again, we're gonna shift the gear back again. This is the area we're gonna break out. We're gonna start trading in between the $24 to $25 level. But the earnings coming out with the last earning 30% rose, I won't be surprised. We will start seeing around this figure. But then we will have a pullback again. Why are we gonna have a pullback again? Because people who bought the shares at $20 comes to close to $30. They will lock it. They will sell the shares. And because they are swing traders, right? Some long-term investors do also do that, because if they hold it for $12 level and they kinda gauged it out, they might sell it too. But everybody has a purpose, right? You might see why this stock is pulling back, why it's in a great earnings, we went up high, because people are taking the shares off. They wanna lock their profit. So it's very common to see in the stocks like that. Shifting the gear to the 1 year, you can clearly see that we should be very excited. I know I'm very excited. What's the reason behind it? You can see that it's still an uptrend. 60-day right here, making a support. Then 200-day came in, acting a support, and we made that higher high. You can clearly see that how we've been kind of going to the next phase. This was phase 1. Then we kind of shifted to phase 2, and now we're in phase 3 right here. So we are shifting on that. Before the Q2 earnings coming, I know we're just talking about Q1, but before the Q2, love to see higher than that in this area. But this earnings looks like it on the based on due diligence I did. It looks so great that I won't be surprised with smashing the $29.30, and that is an area that I'm keeping an eye for Palantir as well. But my target area still stays the same. I don't mind holding this stock for 5 years and see how $100. Absolutely, I don't mind it. That is my goal, to have a long term. But I also have a plan too. If it starts dropping, I gotta sell and get out, but re-enter it back again. So that way I can have more shares. It doesn't mean that I'm not a long-term believer on Palantir. Absolutely, I believe this stock has a lot of potential, a lot of growth, a lot of profitability, and the vision is for LX Cap is mind-blowing. So that is something that I'm excited about. So folks, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hope you guys having a wonderful weekend. Please comment down below, what is your target price? Love to hear your target price. What are you guys thinking about this stock? Love to hear your sense on what do you think the earnings is gonna be. Love to hear absolutely on that. And please don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, and turn on the notification. I really appreciate you guys' support, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.